Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 9 in the Tatami Galaxy reaction series. Just the one episode this week and we'll kind of finish with 10 and 11. Speaking of the comments, I'm just going to jump right into them here. Just the one comment here today by Matthew B. These are some of the most fun episodes of the show. They really refine its comedy in a lot of ways. Can't help but agree. Thought they were very funny, bit ridiculous, and definitely set up a lot of character stuff going forward. Kind of all about his relationship with different women and how that reflects his own kind of self-awareness and all these kind of things. It was pretty interesting, along with also being pretty wacky in the premise department. I thought those episodes there were really great. I believe you're already aware, but going forward it would definitely be ideal to do episodes 10 and 11, the final two, together, whether that be with 9 being alone next week or with all 3 together. And yeah, just 9 this week. Apparently there's some kind of finale, maybe? At least something with a bit of finality to it, which is good. So I don't really know how the stopping point's going to be this week, but it is what it is. Anyway, just going to jump into a quick recap of the last week's 3 episodes. Again, I say quick, but I've actually tried to make it quick relative to the amount of content that was in last week's episode, which was a ton. So, kind of last week, we ended up in a scenario where instead of looping from the start of university each time, we instead looped from a specific point during a date with Hanuki, who is Ozu's dentist from before. If you remember, she was also with Higuchi's kind of disciples. The premise here instead is that our protagonist joins 3 separate smaller clubs at the same time, and then a different relationship sprouts from each in a weird, kind of convoluted way. In episode 6, we have a look at the English Conversation Club with Hanuki. She's extremely outgoing and always follows her feelings, demonstrated with a lot of her engagement with the club, wherein she's kind of explaining her relationships and this creepy kind of colleague that she has at work with really passionate detail in English, even if it's not always correct English. She befriends their main character and eventually asks him out on a kind of a drink date kind of thing. He initially refuses, but then when thinking about the additional context surrounding that one creepy work colleague, he agrees to go. He finds Jogasaki-san there to his surprise, and he drinks him under the table before going back home with Hanuki-san. She starts licking his face, he really isn't into it, and instead hides in the bathroom. Thinking back on the other 2 women he could have spent the night with, the first loop ends with our main character waking up in the bathroom and going home lamenting this missed opportunity. 2 other women, you say? Well, tell me more. Episode 7 starts with our main character joining the Hero Show Club and putting on a hero show for a crowd of children. He is portraying Mochiguman in the show, and Akashi-san is there watching as she is a fan of whatever series or whatever this is from. Our main character spies Akashi-san being harassed and protects her. This catches the attention of one Jogasaki-san, who asks our main character to protect his Kaori. Now, we remember Kaori from before in episode 2, where Kaori is kind of this doll that Jogasaki-san really takes care of and really loves. The main character is kind of given this really complex set of instructions to try to take care of Kaori-san and protect her, and through this process he begins to kind of personify Kaori-san himself. This is only exacerbated more when Jogasaki-san needs to move Kaori into the main character's apartment. The night with Hanuki-san plays out very similarly, except for when he gets into the bathroom, he then thinks back on Kaori-san. Tonight would have been their last night together before Jogasaki-san comes and picks her up. This is where the protagonist kind of loses his mind. He runs off and tries to take Kaori, and they're going to go and kind of run away together, even though she's a doll. He is then promptly stopped by Jogasaki-san, who gets a clue in from Ozu as to what's going on. Episode 8 starts with the main character joining the reading circle, which is almost under this kind of authoritarian rule. Ozu is there though, and he kind of trades this book with the main character. In the front of the book is the name and address of the previous owner, one Higuchi Keiko-san. On a whim, or perhaps a push from Ozu, the main character gets into a pen-pal relationship with this woman. The main character increasingly embellishes the truth about himself in these letters, which is brought to a breaking point when Keiko-san asks to meet him at the cafe. The Hanuki-san date plays out very similarly again, before we go to our main character running off to find Keiko-san when they kind of agreed to meet at this one cafe. However, this one cafe is closed, and he instead makes his way to her address, the address of the pen pal that he has been communicating with all this time. He gets to said address, he recognizes that it's Ozu's house. Through a bit of context that I ignored earlier, he can infer this. And he is devastated at this result. He has been duped by Ozu and he has been kind of pranked for about 2 years now. However, Akashi-san kind of walks out from the darkness and says, "Hey, I've actually been writing most of these letters the whole time. You've been communicating with me. Like, we really hit it off. We actually have a lot in common." No, but then he just focuses more on Ozu and says that Ozu ruined his university life and I need to get away from Ozu and blah 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 blah. I'm going to take the power back with this next loop. I'm going to not let Ozu take control. And that's kind of our premise going into episode 9. Now, again, I've missed a load of nuance there. I completely ignored a character called Johnny, who is integrally important to basically everything that goes on in those 3 episodes. Anyway, I made a 2-hour video on it last week. You can go check that if you're curious. Predictions for this episode. Honestly, I was thinking about it and I really don't know. I'm guessing that he's going to take control of it all and then maybe not end up in a position where he's very happy at all. Or perhaps this is where we kind of strip back the veneer a little bit more and actually reveal what's been going on with these loops. Again, it's unclear. Anyway, excited to jump into episode 9 now. Just gonna do my show stuff quickly. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I can do to improve my presentation, comment below. And I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. Rightio, gonna jump into episode 9 right now. Rightio, got episode 9 up here ready to go. Let me pop that up on screen. 22 minutes and 50 seconds on this episode, so we're just going to jump right in and see what happens in episode 9. Pretty excited. Rightio, going to give it a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Where are we? Oh. We're back at the Birdman Society. Oh. He's very bad? You reckon? So he got everything that he wanted, didn't he? Okay. Akashi-san? This is a parody of something too, I think. Hmm. Oh, the silhouette here. Bang. Take that, you dog. Oh, this. Oh, like the first episode. He's a Redditor. Oh no. Exactly. What is it? Interesting. So that doesn't really leave much to the imagination, right? He got everything he wanted and was miserable. Or everything he thought he wanted, anyway. Show's very clever. Um, like the connections there to previous episodes were great. Like the connection episode 3, and then she called him an idiot. Like how she calls him an idiot in the first episode when he's doing the firework thing. Second last week for Tatami Galaxy. Oh, I guess I'm doing the movie as well, so never mind. I'm still unsure about Tatami Time Machine Blues if I should do that straight after this, so please let me know. I think it'd be pretty interesting, like watching something that's currently airing, as opposed to something that was what almost a decade ago, more than a decade ago. In this, I think that's pretty cool. Like I started watching it just the right time to catch one as it's airing and one that, you know, has been long dormant. Yes? What club did you choose? Or the black sheet? Secret Society Lucky Cat Chinese Restaurant. Oh, I could use some Chinese food. Oh, look at this. The sounds. Who is this? Oh, hello. Hello, Ajima. Great. Bit of a connection there to all those clubs, huh? Ah, a true secret society. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's trapped. Well, I guess I'm fucked. Sure, I'll join the society then. I had no intention of turning back. Oh, still, this looks great. Library, please. Oh, hello, Ozu. He's joined the villains. The villain of the disciples. Oh my god. It's a conspiracy, man. He's being, kind of brainwashed. Hmm. He's stealing that book back by force. Okay, that's cool. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, good. He didn't go down the toilet. Spider Ozu. Mm-hmm. Hello, Ozu. You reckon? Did you just reveal that a little bit more than he should have? She sure. The print shop. Oh my god. Ooh, very interesting as well. Oh my god, the worst disaster in the history of the print shop. Hmm. That guy's awful. I don't like that guy at all. As much as Akashi doesn't like moths, I don't like that guy. No, not Mochiguman. You reckon? Demoted to the fucking cycles. Yes, I remember. Hmm. Hmm. Trying to be picked up by somebody. Oh god, it's all coming together, isn't it? You can tell this was a novel, can't you? No, not Kaori. We can't do this to Kaori. Hmm. No, not Kaori. No. Yes, our hero. Exactly. That's the goat right there. Wait, wasn't I criticizing the doll last episode? Anyway, strategic withdrawal. Later. Something going on outside too. Something with sirens. You reckon? An opportunity, huh? Episode 9. It is. It's getting expensive. Ooh. He was the weirdo all along. Weird. Oh, hello, Ozu. And you took over. Oh no. Renaissance Man of Fear. So this is how he got into that position, through Ozu, huh? Was it now? Does it really? Berduman. And then we're back here. Bye bye, Akashi-san. Yes, we did. Did you make a mistake? Well, you've still got that Mochiguman there hanging up. The book, of course. Are you now? Like the first episode again. He's fitting the bill. All this music. That's what the Globe's about, huh? Hmm. What is missing? This is kind of tragic. Hmm. I think that's actually really brilliant. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it's in the eye of the beholder, I think. Oh, hello, Hanuki. Why is there a trash bin? That was so mean. Akashi? Oh, this music too. Ominous. Oh my god. Ooh. Honwaka's back too. Oh. You've got to be kidding me. Come on, Ijima. I'll forgive you. You have to help us. Oh shit. I didn't expect like an action scene. It's actually pretty cool. Oh, and I love that too. Is that CG? Yeah, I think it is. Interesting. Oh, and the music here too. It's like tragic. That's incredible animation. What the hell? That was so good. Hello, raven-haired maiden. Goodbye, raven-haired maiden. Hmm. Ozu's big romantic like climax. Hmm. That's not the solution either, though. No loop back. Yeah, again, you kind of get everything you wanted, right? Or everything you think you wanted. And then you're just left in kind of a depressive state at the end. Like he's locked himself in his room. He's obviously. It's really tragic. I didn't expect to get emotionally invested like this. I think the music did a lot for it. They popped off at the end there. That was pretty incredible. Scissor bop though. I've said it like every time. It's always this one tatami room with all these doors going out of it, all these different opportunities. Radio, let's jump into a quick bit of analysis on that episode. Yeah, that was depressing, I think. And I think particularly that conversation that he had with Higuchi. Like, there has to be something more, right? There has to be something more rose colored, more sparkling. Maybe there isn't. Maybe you just gotta make of it what it is. At every step of the way, Ozu is just better than him, right? He's always in the way, always kind of teasing him, kind of goading him on. So what's the best way to get Ozu not to affect you anymore? He's not in my room. If I don't let him into my room, then how can he hurt me? Again, that's a very depressive attitude. That's not very mentally healthy at all. And yeah, I think the next at least the next one episode is going to be pretty dark. You'd think, right? He's going to have to face a lot of things, a lot of his preconceived kind of worldviews and ideas and his self-awareness and all these other things. He's going to have to confront that. Yeah, it makes for interesting television, I think, as well. So yeah, looking forward to next week. But we have an episode in front of us now. Let me pop it up on screen. And I'm just going to go through it, pause when I find some stuff to talk about. There was a lot of links back to previous episodes in this one, and I'll try to point them out as I see them. First off the bat, because I won't be able to play the audio, the music was fantastic. It almost made me tear up in one of the scenes, so it's doing its job correctly. I also like the musical choice at the end when they kind of have their kind of animated pop off moment. The music is still very subdued and sad because we're not focused on the big action scene that's playing out. We're focused on the emotions of the main character in the scenario and his revelation that Ozu had a girlfriend this entire time. Kind of brilliant, honestly, really is. Instead, we start off here at this scene. This is the Birdman Society where they're kind of trying to create these, I don't know, flying devices. They enter a competition. It was in episode 3. And instead of Ozu being the man in the cap and the trench coat and all that, it is our main character. This is a big shock moment. He's like, "Oh, we've got all the power back. I'm finally in a position of power. I'm ready to stamp my foot down on everybody and ruin everything and become a real nuisance." Anyway, this is obviously not good. Is my point. And here we see him. He's partying all day. He's living his best life. He's making all these friends and partying, and he's got all the women. And what's the really specific line here? I'll have my pick of raven-haired maidens. Money. I'm the best. I made it. I'm the king. Well, he was never the king. I don't really know what he's thinking here. I guess it all really starts crashing down when Akashi shows up. This silhouette shot here feels like a reference, but I don't really know what it's referencing. But it feels similar or familiar to me. Akashi-san confronts our main character here, her senpai. Why are you stealing my thing, dog? That's basically what it comes down to. Instead of focusing on Akashi-san's feelings in this situation, it can be sold for a high price to a certain important person in the north. I can get an even better price if you make me another one. And it results in Akashi-san slapping him. This time, this idiot really hurts, right? Like right here, this is a direct reference back to episode 1 where there's the fireworks going on. You are an idiot. Well, I mean, he is. He can't see the opportunity that's dangling right in front of his face again. This one feels way more personal because it's her creation, as opposed to just, focusing on ruining other people's kind of lives and college life and that kind of thing when she called him an idiot the last time. This time it hurts more. We have more of the context there, right? And we also see later on that this is kind of the impetus for him reconsidering his position in the kind of secret society. Like, what am I doing here? He starts spouting some Redditor stuff here. Like, love is nothing but a fleeting illusion. It's only a mess of chemicals in your head. Focus on science instead and atheism. But in the end, he still kind of laments that his heart hurts for some reason. I don't know. To me, it's very obvious, but we ask some more interesting questions later on anyway. So the start of the episode plays out very similarly to the others. He picks up a flyer, and instead, this time it's for the kind of Chinese restaurant secret society that they have going on, which is pretty interesting premise for a club, I'll say. I also like the kind of obvious joke of like it's a secret society, but they're advertising for it, and people that actually apply it's like, oh yeah, this is just we're the Illuminati of this university. It's like and you guys advertise? That's very funny to me. It's a pretty good little gag. There's like weird like supervillain pods and like computer noises going on. It's like a Bond villain base. This can be seen as a little bit of foreshadowing as well. We see this a number of times. We see the main characters kind of what would you call it? Caricature in the latte art, and he is very sad because this is going to make him very sad. Again, it's foreshadowing. Here we meet Aijima, the manager of the Lucky Cat Chinese restaurant. Nice to meet you. They have multiple branches, including the library police, the print shop, as well as the kind of bicycle gang that we saw before. So we've met a number of these people before, and they've been kind of the villains in our stories last time. So kind of we, the main character, become the villains, and we feel no more kind of satisfied because of it. We always thought that they were getting one over on us, but when put in their same position, I'm still feel empty. It was never about that. That's kind of what we're saying here. I actually really like the design on Aijima. He is very creepy. He's like a redditor with like a sword, like a katana, and these weird, like really pointy shoes, the buck teeth, the glasses. Like, is this really somebody who you strive to be? I don't think so. It's interesting here as well that so he's kind of forced into this position right now. Like, he has read the menu, he knows what the secret society is about, he can't leave now, he needs to join. But then he says, I was never considering leaving anyway. This is what I want. And that's important for character development. He can't be thrust into this situation, it needs to be what he wants. So he kind of joins with Ozu here and joins the, what is this, the library police to kind of steal the not steal, but take back the books from the library that are overdue, right? But the goal has deviated from how it started. Instead, it's way more of an information gathering tool. It's a little more sinister than originally thought of. And yeah, it's kind of this nationwide kind of information network that's now used all over the world. It's pretty, far fetched, but that's kind of by design as well. They're meant to be cartoonishly evil. He becomes the person that needs to take back 20,000 Leagues Under the Ocean or Under the Sea from Higuchi san. And Higuchi san will not give up this book, and it becomes kind of ironic later that he brings the book right to him. Goes out to Neko Ramen with him, lets him use the bathroom, and then he uses the bathroom window to escape. Like, he really doesn't want to give up this book. It's kind of funny, actually. However, Ozu succeeds in this endeavor and starts to collect books from everybody. I love this visual metaphor here. He's kind of the spider. All the books are getting caught in his web, and the information web also grows larger as a result. It also just keeps adding to the sinister feeling we get around Ozu. Again, a different shade of red, again, way more sinister, evil red than the reds we've seen previous. As a result, he ends up being promoted to essentially Ajima's right-hand man. This feels like him pulling back the veneer a little bit. After all, no matter how hard you work, I'll do my best to make sure you turn out no good. Sinister little orc goblin creature. He's dragging him down into a deeper trench again, or maybe not a deeper trench, but a different trench. Here we can see Ozu actively disadvantaging our main character's search for this book by dressing up as Higuchi and acting as kind of like a decoy. Because Higuchi is still his master, it's kind of got some leftover stuff about him being a disciple, even though he was a turncoat in the end. Anyway, it matters not. In June of my second year, finally realizing I had no talent for collecting books, I kind of went on to this other part of the corporation, or secret society, where we produced reports and mass gave them out to different students that want these reports to pass their classes. We call it the print shop. It's kind of they get these all really smart kids together. They all kind of factory line-esque write all these reports, and they give them out to different students for a profit. They always at hand to save students who are facing a crisis, and they were fraudulent. However, we see some fireworks lit at the other side of the embankment, where Ozu is firing fireworks at our main character, kind of another switch from the first episode. Now he is on the other side, like he is on the other side of all these other conflicts as well. These firecrackers went off and hit the truck of reports, kind of destroying them. Yeah, right here. I think they say it's like the biggest disaster in the Secret Society's history, and blah, 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 blah. He's in a bad way after it. He's not in good respects. He's not in good standing with the Secret Society, as Ozu's continues to rise as his falls. Put more and more distance between Aijima Senpai and himself. Kind of wants him to disassociate from the Secret Society, but can't really let him go considering he now knows too much. Aijima Senpai's front was the head of the library committee and supervisor of the movie circle Misogi. So I think we saw him before in episode 2, but that was a while ago. I could be wrong, but we definitely saw him last episode. And he was definitely part of the kind of reading club that they had going on. He was kind of running it with authoritarian rule, I remember. He really wants to approach Akashi-san. And Akashi-san, much like in episode 2, is having none of it. She's kind of got her force field up. This plays out very similar to how we've seen in the past as well. Akashi-san gets scared by a moth, comforted by our main character, and the Mochiguman stuff plays out from there. Aijima Senpai doesn't like this, that he's getting closer with Akashi-san, seemingly, and as a result kicks him down to the Chiri Cycle Cleanup Corps, the Quadruple C. If you remember, they're the main villains in kind of the third episode. He is very not suited to this work, which he says as well, because he's not, particularly strong and athletic like the rest of these, like Warhammer orcs that they have employed in this part of the secret society. However, Ozu finds Mochiguman here. He says it's hard to track down because it keeps trying to be seen by somebody. Might be some kind of opportunity that needs to be taken that is right in front of somebody. Right in front of their two eyes. Ozu here also says that he needs to take a call because he is currently playing the game of love. We later see what this means. He has essentially attained the raven-haired maiden of our main character's dreams, his ideal woman. He's obtained this whilst being better at him at everything else, just completely tormenting him throughout his entire existence through multiple loops at this point. In order to earn the respect of Akashi, Aijima Senpai is deciding to play a prank on Jogasaki-san where they try to steal Kaori. However, our main character still harbors really strong feelings for Kaori. No, she's not some sex object, she's something that you love. Like all these feelings, right? All the stuff coming back from the previous arc. I can't understand loving some doll that's not alive. And even as its head's lifted here, it almost looks real. Again, we're kind of in our main character's eyes here. This is where, in his own mind, he, acts out, helps her, is the hero, rescues the damsel in distress. However, in reality, he does not say that and instead runs away from the whole thing because he thinks it's stupid. Here he worries that, hey, I might be taken out by this secret society now. I know too much. I've definitely got an Aijima Senpai's bad side. The fortune teller tells him, however, not to worry, as there is an opportunity always dangling in front of his eyes. And then 9,000 yen is paid. We're almost up to double digits, or I guess what would you say in this respect? Triple digits? Quintuple digits? Anyway, he's going to pay like $100 next time. That's like a lot of money. He kind of hides out, kind of waits out the night till it all kind of blows over and Aijima Senpai won't, hurt him anymore. He's kind of shivering in this manga cafe, which is pretty funny. And then, yeah, a similar expose to kind of the one against Jogasaki-san comes out against Aijima Senpai. Potentially buoyed by one Ozu. I think this is the connection there. Ozu kind of put all this stuff together, exposed Aijima Senpai, got him out of the secret society, and now he is top dog. I've become the manager of the Lucky Cat Chinese restaurant, says Ozu. It's kind of got this whole costume going on, the whole purple suit with the sword. This is where Ozu offers to our main character, hey, I can give you the life that you want. Your life of luxury. I'll make you the manager of the cleanup corps. You can go through and, live your best life, live your best college life. And he starts to manage it, and it feels good. He gets to tell people what to do. He actually has some authority. He starts getting the things that he wants. I'd finally realized everything in this world revolves around money. This is where his right-hand man tells him about the Birdman Society and what they can steal from there. I should have had everything I wanted. Did I make a mistake somewhere, somehow? And then, ends up looking at this Mochiguman as well, kind of lamenting his time so far. Like, what have I been doing? I still feel empty. What is this pain in my heart? I have everything that I thought I wanted. Why am I not happy? It's a relatively deep question, isn't it? What actually makes people happy? Yeah, we're getting a little bit deep here again, aren't we? I like how his kind of sad face is contrasted with Ozu's extremely terrifying, really happy face that he's finished reading his book. This morning I finished my journey of more than 2 years. These shots here, this is the most beautiful kind of segment of the episode. These shots here are just gorgeous. Love the lighting, the music that comes on here as well. Again, Higuchi's a free spirit, isn't he? This here, the kind of the really realistic clouds in the background, his hair swaying in the wind like that. Just serene, peaceful, the ideal, what we're after. It will soon be the day for me to go forth out into the world, out of this kind of, you know, tatami wall place that we exist in right now. It's time for me to spring forth and live the rest of my life. And this is where Higuchi-san gives another piece of sound advice here. Your life has not yet begun. You are spending overtime inside of your mother's belly. Well, one, it's kind of hypocritical for Higuchi-san to be saying that considering he spent 8 years at university, but I'm pretty sure it's more emotional, right? He's still being extremely childish about the situation. He still doesn't know what he wants, right? He hasn't done the same amount of living that Higuchi has, right? And Higuchi-san may even be a god, which has been implied as well. So of course he has this kind of otherworldly wisdom to him as well. This is the part that really gets me, right? Is this really it? There's got to be some more meaningful life out there. More rose-colored, more sparkling. Again, I'm high up in this secret society that controls everything. I've got all the power. I'm the boss of my own destiny. I can do anything I want, see anyone I want, get into anywhere I want. Still empty. All these muted colors around him as well. He is out on the embankment whilst Higuchi is in the water, which is one of the only colored things in the scene. You cannot use the word possibility as a substitute for infinite. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say here. Let me reread this. He kind of goes through. It's like, can you be a bunny girl? Can you be a famous singer? Can you be, exceptional? Can you be this hero that saves people with his powers? A main character says, no, I can't. Then Higuchi-san says, well, maybe you could, but if you keep focusing your gaze on that which is unrealistic, you never will. The root of all your evil is always in relying on one of your other possibilities to get your wish. You must accept that you are the person here now, and that you cannot become anyone else other than that person. There is no way that you can lead some worthwhile college life and feel satisfied. I guarantee it, so have confidence. I think this is about embracing the imperfections. It's also about setting smaller goals, right? Seeing what's in front of you right now, not thinking, not dwelling on the past, thinking that I could have done something different, moving forward and kind of realizing that, hey, that I am who I am right now, I can always make a change. I think it's actually pretty good philosophy and definitely a bit rich coming out of Higuchi-san. But again, it's, again, he's pretty otherworldly. It's something I'd really agree with. I'm really gelling with the moral of this show. And, it's probably helps that it's something that I'm thinking about a lot as well. This is a very early 20s kind of mindset, right? What do I want to be? Where do I want to be in however many years? Did I do something wrong in the past? Could I have been better? Well, all I have is the future, so now I have to improve myself to a point where I can be who I want to be. It's not going to be perfect, nothing is, and I'm just going to have to accept that. However, our main character takes it in an opposite direction. There is no such thing as that rose-colored campus life. Then what have I been doing this all for? If I hadn't met Ozu, I wouldn't have wasted these 2 years. There is nothing rose-colored in this world. I've been duped. Still this intense focus on Ozu as the cause of the problems, even whilst out drinking with Hanuki-san, which is something that generally makes him pretty happy. Ozu has a girlfriend? This is the revelation here. He said he met her as a freshman in the tennis circle, again alluding back to the first loop. He said he planned with her to see all 5 mountains at once. I don't want to know what it means by 5 mountains. Is there 5 particular mountains in Japan? Or 5 mountains of Kyoto, maybe? And our main character's like, there's no place you can see all 5 mountains at once, not unless you're in the air. And now Aijima Senpai kidnaps our main character and takes him on a trip. It's revealed here that Ozu was only using the secret society for his own nefarious means. Well, not so nefarious means, actually. He plans to steal the airship from Honwaka, similar to episode 5, and he's going to take it with his girlfriend, and they're going to go see the 5 mountains. He's going to fulfill his promise to his girlfriend. That word promise. Akashi-san? Again, it's a possibility, right? This girlfriend's personification right now is still that kind of raven-haired maiden. It's his ideal. Oh no, it's kind of a real kick in the guts for the main character, right? It's that Ozu was doing everything better than me. He was kicking me down at every turn. He was getting promoted through the secret society, blah, 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 blah. On top of that, he also had kind of this ideal rose colored campus life with a girlfriend that I've been wanting to get for ages. He did it all. He is completely and totally better than me. And all of these awful things that he did, I was doing them for my own personal gain. He was doing it so he could fulfill a promise to a person that he really enjoyed spending time with. Yeah, again, it's enough to drive anybody insane, really. I think the technique here is pretty cool as you see kind of the headlights and street lights reflecting on the the kind of windshield. We also get the reflected thoughts of our main character who is currently tied up and has his mouth kind of covered. It's pretty clever. Yeah, our main character says there, Ozu had a noble goal this whole time. I thought his goal was just to mess with me, but that was just to get to his more pure, kind of selfless purpose. We actually play out this pretty awesome action sequence, I think. I'll highlight the Aijima running stuff later. That's just fantastic. But here, I think this ship is at least partially CG. I think it's a 3D object at least, and it looks pretty good. The effects on the kind of fireworks there as well. Oh, they're shooting fireworks too. Yo, this show's really good. Here's this part. I'm just going to play this straight up. It is at 1.5 speed, so it may look a little bit fast, but this is spectacular stuff. Like, holy shit, does that look good? It's kind of amazing. Yeah, and all the artistry of it, you also forget that Yuasa and his team are generally really good character animators as well. So they kind of finally bring the blimp down, and Ozu has this really romantic sequence in which he is kind of flying through the air with his hands holding his girlfriend. Everything I had done had all been meaningless, but I had thought that it was the same for Ozu. But he had a noble purpose behind all of his stuff. And then, yeah, we kind of fall into a really depressive state. If it was always going to turn out like this, then I should do nothing at all. I had such a bright future. Then I came here and I'm not fulfilling any of it. Not happy with this life right now. If I could go back again and not do anything, then I would feel no pain. Yeah, it is really sad. It would be best for me to not set foot outside this 4.5 tatami room. And yeah, that's our lead in for the next episode. We're obviously going to be stuck in this room, I think, and it's going to be very self reflective, I think, which is very important as well. I don't know. I hope Akashi's son comes and finds him and they talk it out. I hope something like that happens. I always thought the main character was a little bit too aloof for me to really relate to him, but I really relate to this. So, yeah, really, really great episode. It was coming, kind of our circuit breaker on the whole thing. And yeah, can't wait to see where we go next week. Radio, thank you very much for watching. Just going to do my shill stuff real quick. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I can do to improve my presentation, comment below. And I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back. Radio, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Catch you later, bye.